Hi, this is Allie Ford, and tonight, I'm sitting here with Dylan Rother,
Thank you for
local
having me.
San Diego musician of the reggae variety.
All right.
So, since we're just kind of sitting here chatting and getting to know each other a little bit, but since I kind of don't know you, my first question for you is going to be Jamaican roots or Cali roots?
Um, I don't know. I personally, I I come from Hawaii, like I told you earlier. I'm from Maui, and so I feel like Hawaii has its own brand of reggae,
Oh, so
and
maybe neither is the answer.
yeah. So I'm
Got
kind of
it.
partial to the Hawaiian roots, but I definitely you gotta pay respect to the Jamaican culture because that's where it all originates, and I don't knock on Cali Roots at all because I feel like it's a totally different brand of reggae and it represents where it comes from pretty well. But I don't know. I definitely would say like as long as you are playing that genre, you have to pay respect where respect's due. Give credit to the creators of all that. But
Perfect
I
answer.
yeah, I appreciate
Perfect
them all.
answer. Let's talk about your music. Um, the Dreads tell me that you are very committed to the reggae genre. Is that a truth? Is that
I
false?
mean, I don't know. I mean, personally, I grew up listening to like all kinds of music, like especially the 90s grunge thing was really big when I was growing up. So, you know, when I was younger, I listened to a lot of heavier music and as I've gotten older, I mean, I'm only 24 right now, but like I listened to started listening more like softer stuff, but I wouldn't say I'm even a reggae musician altogether. I play like a lot of different styles, and I just have found a lot of I don't know, a lot of comfortability within that genre. So
Is
it's
it like a spiritual thing for you,
uh,
reggae music?
yeah, I mean it definitely is, but it's spiritual, cultural as well. But I think music in general is spiritual.
Hmm.
Like no matter what genre you play, it's like music has this like weird power to kind of like make everybody, whether you're playing it or listening to it or just experiencing it, like it can make everyone feel different ways depending on the style and the mood of the song.
So magic, right?
Yeah, it really is. Like I call it like it's like brain control, but in like the most like positive sense of the term. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But yeah, you can really control like a lot, and yeah, it's I don't
When did you
know.
start growing your dreads? How long have you had that going on?
Well, I would say I've had them for like 6 years now, but I started growing them like 7 or 8 years ago. Like when I always like kind of wanted them, but
Me too.
you know,
Just so you know, me too.
yeah, that's
I
cool.
still do to this day.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I always kind of just like I was really interested in the lifestyle and the hairstyle, especially like growing up in Hawaii. That reggae is on the radio, you know what I mean? So like you're you're exposed to it like I don't know, you're just more exposed to it, and
Hmm.
so you're more prone to want to learn about that kind of stuff. And
So
I
you were like a younger teenager when you really started listening, or have you been listening to reggae your whole life?
Yeah, well, I'd say my whole life. My dad's a real big roots head, so
Ah,
he always shows me all this. Like, still to this day, like I get random text messages from him where he just sends me random songs, like like old Jamaican Studio One artists and stuff like that. That it's just like,
is
where do
he a
you find this
musician
stuff?
too?
He doesn't play music, but he's like he sings a little bit, and he's more just like
Aficionado.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's more just like really big on music in general.
Right. Very cool.
Yeah.
When did you start playing music? When did you realize you were a musician?
Well, it was actually my uncle Joe. He we used to go to my grandma's house and at her house, he had all these instruments because he played guitar, and so when I was about 11 or 12 is when I first started like taking an interest to it, and like he handed me a guitar and I picked it up and I was trying to figure it out, but it felt really awkward, and I'm left-handed, so he ended up giving me a guitar, like an old cheap one, and he had restrung it left-handed for me, and I tried it that way, and it was like a whole new world, and like everything, the whole learning process was so much easier, and I was hooked right away.
Did you ever do lessons, or did you just where you kind of naturally picked it up?
I tried lessons for like a week, I want to say, and they moved too slow for me.
Not
I did
your
like
thing, yeah.
these like group ones especially, and it was like, one person in the class could hold the class back for like the whole lesson, just trying to figure out how to like tune their guitar, and I'm like, I had already been pre-exposed to it, so like taking beginner lessons, it kind of just turned me off of the whole thing. And then, I'm pretty like, there was computers, so like with guitar tabs, like Ultimate Guitar Tabs is this one website, and I learned how to read tabs before I learned how to read music and stuff. And like,
interesting.
yeah, and it's made my life so much easier, just looking up the chords and like, oh, how do you play that chord? It's just like so easy to teach yourself.
When did you start like with a band or start jamming with a group?
Well, it's funny, like my whole like I said, my Uncle Joe plays music, and he has 2 sets of twins, and they're like my age. And
oh, I know your Uncle Joe.
Yeah. Uncle Joe, Joe Valdez and his boys.
Yeah. Joe.
Exactly.
I jammed with him myself.
Yeah, so you know how it is.
He's the best.
Like,
he's the
so
best.
He got us all in playing music, and ever since we were little kids, he'd kind of just like orchestrate these little jam sessions where like.
You see the light bulb above
my
head right now glowing?
Yeah, say Uncle
I love
Joe.
it.
Yeah,
it all just.
Yeah. But
I got it. I'm caught up now.
No, it's cool. I mean, like.
So are those boys the ones you started playing with then?
Yeah, I pretty much started playing with them, and then I didn't live like close to them, so I had to figure out how to play like other instruments so I could kind of jam with myself in a way, like just record and then record one part and then switch to a different instrument and then play that. But yeah, they were the first people that I was like jamming with, was my family, and
perfect.
Still to this, I still jam with them. So those are the bands that I jam with.
Very, very good. What are you okay, first, let me back up and let's talk about your equipment. All right. So you just told me you're kind of a multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah.
Guitar.
Yep.
What else?
I play guitar, I play bass, I could play piano, I could play drums, like percussion, and I sing as well.
So you're just the fully usable human in the music world, and like everywhere. Yeah, utility player. I love it. Okay, so what's your favorite thing to do? Guitar?
I'm probably most comfortable on guitar. Yeah, that's where I like spend most of my time, like writing as well, is on guitar.
Okay, and what is your guitar?
Right now, my main guitar that I use to play with live is just a Mexican Strat, and I don't know, man. It's like super reliable. I've had it for about 3 years, and I love the maple neck and fretboard. It's just so like buttery smooth to play, and like I actually ended up getting a second Mexican Strat recently, just like to match it as a backup. But
that's like my Strat. Number one. Love it. Okay.
Yep.
And then let's take it down to the floor.
Let's
talk about pedals. Yeah.
All right. I mean, okay. So I have this whole big old pedal board that I use, and it's probably got like, I want to say like 11 or 12 different pedals on there. And you want me to go through them all?
Yes, please.
All right. Okay.
Tell us about your huge pedal board.
All right. Well, okay. So let me see if I can remember this off the top of my head. So I plug my guitar into a wah pedal. That's the first thing in the chain. It's just a regular Crybaby. And then it goes into a volume pedal, Ernie Ball, the junior volume pedal, and then from there it goes into an SP compressor, and from that one it goes into a full tone 69 fuzz, a germanium fuzz pedal. I really like that one. It's like really raunchy sounding, like old school, just blown out amp sounding fuzz. And then after that, it goes into a full tone GT 100, I think it's called. And it's like an overdrive and distortion, both in one. And then it goes into a Boss EQ pedal. I like to have the EQ like after the distortion, so I can like really shape the tone of the distortion after it goes through that pedal. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then after all that, it goes into a tuner pedal, Polytune. And so basically the tuner works as like my mute. So like even if I have the distortion on full blast and it's like feeding back all crazy, if I just hit the tuner real quick, it just cuts it off like completely. And yeah, I really like those Polytune pedals because it lets you tune all the strings at once. So I just strum like the whole thing just open, and it'll tell you like, yeah, it tripped me out the first time I did it, but like you strum the whole thing at once, and it tells you like, oh, your E string is a little flat and your G string is a little flat, and then so I just keep on strumming the whole thing, and I'll just tune it up real quick. But it speeds up the whole process, like a lot. And I think you could set it up for other tunings, but I mostly just play in standard, so. Yeah, had to give that pedal a little shout out, but yeah. Then after that, it goes into a Boss tremolo pedal, just standard Boss tremolo pedal, and then into let me think, an MXR phase pedal, the 95, so it's like the mini one, the mini phase, and then it goes into an ISP Decimator 2, which is a noise gate. So that kind of just like, having a lot of pedals with all the different wires, it kind of like creates a little hiss sometimes, some unwanted noise. So having that noise gate near the end of the chain kind of like, it just helps cut out that. And it just makes it a little bit cleaner when you're not playing anything. There's no like hum going on. And then after that, it goes into Electro Harmonix Holy Grail Nano reverb pedal. I love that thing. It's a little beast. I leave that on like pretty much the whole time. And then from there, it goes into a Line 6 DL4 delay. And then the last thing on the chain would be a Boss DD6 digital delay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a picture of that.
I have a picture. I actually took one to keep as notes for when you asked me that, but I tried to remember it off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure I got it right, too.
Well, yeah, follow me up with a picture of that.
Yeah, I'll definitely get that, too.
I would love to add that to the...
Yeah. And then it's all on a NYC pedal board. That's the pedal board that holds it all, and all that is powered by Voodoo Labs Mondo power supply. It's like the biggest power supply that they make, and the only one that's not on that power supply is the fuzz pedal, because the guy I got it from said that, I don't know, he just told me that germanium fuzz pedals sound a lot better when you run them with a 9-volt as opposed to running with the power supply. So I just believe that. I trust him. Yeah. But yeah, that's my pedal board for my guitar rig. Yeah.
Very good. Are you using everything during a show?
Yeah, I would say like during one show, I will hit like probably every pedal at least. Well, I mean, okay. So there's a couple that I leave always on. Like my EQ pedal, I always leave that on. So I just kind of shape the tone depending on what amp I'm running through, and then it's basically shaped for as like a good clean tone, and then I shape the tone of the distortion, so like that one EQ pedal can work for both kind of. So I leave that one on all the time. And then my wah pedal, I think this actually has a lot to do with like my like why my guitar sounds like the way it does is because I leave the wah pedal on all the time. Like you can click them on or off, and I just leave it on, but in the up position always, and it definitely like affects the tone of your guitar. But I think like when I use that and then I work with the EQ pedal to shape it further, it kind of like, I don't know, I really just like the way it cuts through in like when you play with the band. So I just leave it on. And I only started doing that because I was too lazy to like switch it on at the perfect time to like use the wah pedal. So I was just like, when I need it, I'll just use it and I'll leave it on the whole time. But yeah, I know like a lot of people, a lot of guitarists don't like leaving their wah pedal on because they say it messes with their tone, but I kind of like it. But other than that, like all the rest of them I'll hit during the show, like at different points. And then, yeah. The only other one is the reverb. Like for more reggae songs, I'll turn it up really hot and then like just add it in like for like one hit every once in a while. But when it's not really like a like rootsy song, I'll just turn the reverb down to more of like a blended tone, and I'll leave it on the whole time just to give it some space. Because I love that, the Holy Grail nano.
Very good.
Yeah.
Again, what kind of amp are you working with?
Right now I'm using a Vox AD100, I think it's called, and it's like their Valvetronics series. It's like a half stack, and it just it simulates a bunch of different heads and stuff. But I was using my uncle's Vox AC30 for a while. That amp is beautiful sounding. It's probably my favorite guitar amp. But yeah, that's the one I'm currently rocking is this Vox one. I like it. It's pretty handy.
Yeah. Is it easy to move around? I'm hearing a lot of, oh, I got this one because it's like lightweight.
This one is definitely, it's on wheels, so that helps a lot because it's a half stack, so it's like 4 10s in the cab. It's not like too big of a cab, but you know, the wheels definitely help. And for the smaller bar gigs, I don't bring that half stack. I usually just bring like a Fender Frontman, like 100-watt combo amp. And that one sounds clean. You know, Fender, they always just, their clean tone is just like usually good. Even on their combo amps, the cheaper ones, it's like you can usually get a good clean tone, which is all I need, obviously, since I run so many pedals. Like,
right?
All I need is a good clean tone. But yeah.
So let's talk for a minute about who are you jamming with right now? What's your current musical situation?
Well, the main group that I'm in right now is called the Utility Players, and that's me and a few of my cousins, John and Julian and Willem, and then we have a girl singer named Katie, and yep, and we're called the Utility Players because we all like rotate instruments. We all play a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's super appropriate.
Yeah,
I love it.
Exactly. So that's my main project right now, and then I also play in a group called Rubbish, and that's with my other two cousins, Paul and Pat. And those are also John and Julian that are in the Utility Players.
That's one set of twins.
Yeah. Paul and Pat is their younger brothers. And they're in Rubbish.
Right.
So, yeah, just a couple family bands. And then I also have done some runs with Josh Heinrichs and Skill and Jaw when they came out on the West Coast. And then I've played with Marlon Asher. And I help out Animo Cruz. Mo is a good guy up in Santa Cruz. And then I also jam with Koa from Cityside.
Okay.
And I jam with Project Out of Bounds as well, but they're not really doing too much live shows right now. And yeah, I'm trying to pick up a lot of freelance work because it helps me, you know, like keep up my chops, and like learning new material is always fun, and I love to play shows and get on the road, so take any opportunity I can get.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're a writer too, a music
writer?
writer?
Yeah.
And lyric writer?
Yes.
What is your process for that? Because I am too.
Okay.
And I have a very like specific weird, to me it's weird, but
what was your process?
It just, I have to be alone and spend time alone with my own
Okay.
head.
Yeah.
And then it pretty much a song will just like
Just come to you.
snap in there, and in 15 minutes is out, and I'm done.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm actually pretty similar to that. Like, I do a lot of my writing on an acoustic guitar. I have an Taylor
Mhm.
concert series, like
We love
acoustic
Taylor.
electric. Yeah, I really love Taylor. Honestly, they make some really great guitars, and yeah, I use that one to write a lot of my music on, and then it
So
starts
just
with just like chords usually,
okay.
and then once I come up with like a chord progression, I'll just start humming like a melody, and then somewhere along the lines, like a word will fall into that little hum, and then I just take it and run with it, and then whatever it happens to be about, usually I try to make it relate to like the feeling the chords are giving off as
Okay.
best I can. But yeah, usually it's the music first, and then like the words just kind of like fall into place.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I try not to spend too much time on the lyrics because it's so like you can second guess yourself, and then like I've put songs on the shelf because I wasn't satisfied with the lyrics, and then by the time I went back to it, it's like I totally don't even remember where I was going with this
Yeah.
song, and it's just like, your freshest raw ideas are usually like the ones that fit the best. When you start messing with it too much, it kind of takes away from the original feeling of it. I feel like personally.
Yeah. That's kind of how I do it too. When the first thing that comes out is usually pretty much
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And even if it's not, it's like you can work it
Yeah.
into being it. You know what I mean? Like you should never
I don't mess
like
with it too much.
your first instinct, you should never like just toss that out just
Mhm.
because like maybe it's not good enough, maybe it could be better. It's like, I don't know, there's a reason why it kind of just like popped out of your subconscious like that. But I don't know.
True.
Everyone's
True,
different
true.
with their songwriting stuff.
So, are utility players going to be out and about anytime? When can
Yeah.
we see and hear you guys?
Yeah, we have a few shows coming up. We play the 27th of this month, April, at the Bancroft Bar in Spring Valley. And we also have another show. We're going to be helping out a local band called The Warmth. They're releasing the album. And they asked us to perform at their album release party at Soma. And so we're going to be playing with them on May the 4th.
Okay.
And,
That's two coming right up.
It's two. Yep.
Very good.
We got some more coming up. But yeah, those are like the two ones.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that information from you again before you leave.
Definitely.
Supergroup.
Supergroup.
If you could put together any genre of music, first of all, since you're kind of into different genres too.
Okay.
It can be reggae too, though. Whatever.
Okay.
Who would you put in each place? And since you're a multi instrumentalist, where would you be in the band first of all?
So I'm in the supergroup.
You are in the supergroup. This is your group. You're putting it
Okay.
together. It can be whoever you want. Who would those people be?
Wow.
I know it's a pause
that's
for
heavy. Okay. Well, I mean, I could definitely like. I already know like if it was like reggae, it would be like one set of musicians, and then if it was like a non-genre
Okay, go
specific
reggae. Go.
Okay, so reggae, I would have to take Samites from Mike Love and the Full Circle Band on drums because he's just incredibly tight. And bassist, I could not go any other way than Ja Gumby. He's one of my favorite bassists. And
Ja Gumby is from
he jams with like Father Psalm Studio, and like I don't know, he jams with who else was he with? I'm trying to think of like his original group that he was with. Yeah, I mean Ukla the Mock for sure. That's like probably his main group right now.
Hawaiian reggae band, by the way.
Yeah.
So I can see why you
one of my favorite groups
would choose him. Yeah.
Yeah, but he does his own solo work, and it's like incredible as well. And he does work for Kali Novelas and all the Father Psalms guys and stuff. But basically just like a Hawaiian all-star bassist. And then On guitar, I mean, you probably got to throw Mike Love in there. Just while it's basically just like an all Hawaiian band. But,
That's okay
yeah.
though. It's your super group.
Yeah,
You can have whoever you want.
Mm-hmm. So then I would definitely have those three guys. And then I don't know, on keys, I really like I know it's like kind of a different style than the other three guys, but like Roger Rivas from the Agrolites.
Okay.
He's incredible organ player, and he just more like ska style, but I'm really big on like the whole like upbeat ska music, especially like two-tone ska is some of my favorite. But yeah, I definitely throw him in there. And then yeah, I don't know, that's pretty much a super group.
Where
already.
are you? What are you playing?
Where am I playing?
Guitar? Are you singing?
Well, no, I'd probably let Mike do the singing. But I would probably jump on keyboards as well.
Okay.
Or I could play some rhythm guitar, but I would definitely not want to play leads at all. I would just kind of more just be there to listen and kind of join in where I can. But yeah, that's my reggae band, I feel like.
Okay, 90s grunge, go.
90s grunge band?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's see. I would have...
One of my favorite genres, by the way.
Yeah. I would definitely have Danny Carey from Tool on drums. Because, man, I seen them at Sports Arena a couple years ago. And this dude opened up their second set with like a 5-minute drum solo.
Oh, wow.
And like it literally, like, drum solos can get really boring really quick. And I don't know, just my opinion. But like, they tend to get really repetitive, but he, like, some of the stuff he was doing was just, like, blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I never would have, like, I don't know. He's incredible. But I would definitely have him on drums. And then I really like Mike Einziger from Incubus. You know, he's a little bit more alternative style, but I like him on guitar. And then I don't know how you couldn't go with Flea on the bass.
Oh, yeah.
But
good choice.
Yeah. You know,
He
bass
was
and then
the
whatever else he
man,
wants to play.
wasn't he?
And then, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you have another guitarist, I like John Frusciante is one of my favorite guitar players for sure. Just as far as like, just pure, like, he makes the guitar sing. I don't know what it is, but he's really good with his tone and how he works the guitar. But
What about a singer?
a singer, it's hard to pick one, you know. I mean, especially, I don't know. I really like Lane Staley a lot from Alice in Chains. He's one of my favorites.
Mine too.
Like, yeah, I'd probably have to go Lane Staley. But I really liked that Mad Season album that they did. That was one of my favorite albums. That's why if I could throw another guitarist in there, I might have 3 guitarists and just throw Mike McCready in on that, because that guy gets down.
It's hard to choose, right?
That's what I mean.
It's
Like,
hard.
and they had a lot of like during that time, like Mad Season in a way is a super group.
Yeah.
You know, and then what was another one? Temple of the Dog.
Yeah.
That
Totally
was another
true.
one with Chris Cornell in it, and like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they did their own super groups, so
Cornell would be my choice, my singing
yeah,
choice.
that's why like it's hard for me to not say Cornell, but
But I also
I'd feel
like Lane.
yeah.
I do a lot. I would
he-
say it's Cornell and then him
definitely, yeah.
for me.
That's yeah, that's probably my top 2 as well. But yeah, that's my '90s group for sure. But I would also take any one of those super groups any day.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah, and then if you're going like all time, I'd throw Anderson .Paak on the drums. He's like a newer artist, and then I would throw. I'd probably keep Flea on the bass because that's weird enough, you know. And then, I would take. Who would I take on guitar? That's a tough one. Probably Gilmore. I would put David Gilmour on guitar, then Ray Manzarek on keys, and then I would have Brittany Howard from the Alabama Shakes. I would have her singing and playing guitar as well, and then Anderson .Paak. They could kind of like work out some harmonies and stuff, and you know, I think that could be incredible. And then me again, I would just sit there and like mostly watch. Like I could play like shaker, like
Right.
you know, maybe play some
Just
rhythm
stand back
guitar or
and
something.
watch.
Like, but I'm mostly there to just watch it all happen.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's a
could be
good
epic.
group. That's a good group right there.
Yep.
Well, Dylan, thank you so much for coming out here and joining us today. And
No worries.
tell me one more time where Utility Players is going to be.
Okay, so we got April 27th. Utility Players is going to be playing at the Bancroft Bar in Spring Valley.
Mhm.
And then May the 4th, we're going to be at Soma, right by the sports arena. And then, let's see if I can think of the other ones real quick. May 22nd is a Tuesday. We're going to be down at 710 Club in PB. And then June 2nd, we're going to be down at the Manhattan in
very
Chula
good.
Vista. So those are 4 off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to add that information too to the. Do you guys have a Facebook page?
We do. We have
Okay.
Facebook. We have all the
Utility
social media.
Players. Find them on Facebook.
Yes.
This is Allie Ford. This is GearHedz, episode 9. Thank you, Dylan Rother. Thank
Thanks
you
for
very
having
much.
me.
Shoo-hoo.